You have an electric fence around your property now. It's the best security that you can have. It keeps the guys off your perimeter. When your electric fencing goes into alarm, the first thing we suggest you do is go and look for fault on your Energizer. If you've got a fence that is very long, you're going to walk it and probably not find a fault, and find that the fault might be on your Energizer or on your lightning diverter. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fault find on these two products. This is a JVA Z-range Energizers. As you can see, this is the black one. This is the latest Energizer that's on the market. The older Energizers are silver. The cover is silver. I'm now just going into the LCD and whatever's on the front of the Energizer to tell you what it is telling you. This is your fence feed. This feeds 7,900 kilovolts into the electric fencing, and it goes around your property and it comes back into the Energizer. It returns and it says to you it's 8,300 kilovolts coming in. As you can see, there's a little arrow and there's a little 6J that displays. It says it's 6 joules stored in your Energizer. That means that it will carry power if somebody touches the fence. Over here you got your power light, says on. Armed, light is on. Your fence is flashing green, which says it's good. If your gate light flashes, your gate is an alarm. This is your status light. This light tells you what is wrong with your Energizer. These are the tools required to check your Energizer. You need a small star screwdriver, a small flat screwdriver, a cable which is insulated, your mag switch or a key switch that your installer supplied you with, and a 3mm Allen key. Checking your Energizer. Do not remove anything off the walls. Keep everything in place. Just take the covers off the Energizer and take it off the lightning diverter, because there is where you are looking for problems at the moment. If your Energizer goes into alarm, these boards are made to tell you that there's something wrong with the fence or the Energizer itself. Your status light will flash twice. That will tell you that the battery on this Energizer is flat. It could have been due to load shedding, a power failure of some sort. What you do is you switch your Energizer off at the key switch. Your power light must still be on. Leave it on for about 2-3 hours. Switch your Energizer back on and check that it keeps on running. If it keeps on running, it was just a battery that ran flat, or somebody could have accidentally switched it off. And if it goes into alarm again, you know you've got to replace your battery. We are now going to power down the Energizer. I'm just showing you how to power it down. The first thing you've got to do is you've got to unplug the mains on your Energizer. Unplug your mains. As you will see, your status light starts flashing twice, telling you that there's no electricity coming through to your Energizer. At the bottom of the Energizer, you've got 2 screws that you have to undo. Some of them have Allen cap screws, so you can use a 3mm Allen key. Undo them, pull the lid forward and up, and push it up. Just swing your lid over. As you can see, your key switch is connected to your PC board. Try not to touch your PC board. There's your connector block. All you do is you pull your connector block off. There's only one way that it can go in and come out, so you can't swap the wires around. Take your cover, put it aside. You can see you still got power on your Energizer. All you have to do now is disconnect your battery and your whole Energizer is powered down. There are 2 ways of opening up the JVA Energizer. Remember to take out your screws, that's standard. If you look on the side of the Energizer, you've got a clip on either side at the top of the Energizer. All you do is you pry your fingers under the clips, pull it outward and up. Pull your lid over, and remember to unplug your connector block. We are now going to test the battery leads to see whether you're getting the correct current and charge levels on your battery. So what you do is you take your multimeter. You can see it's got a little solid line with a stippled line underneath the V. That says to you that it's direct current. The batteries are direct current. We set it on 20. All you do is you pull your black lead off your battery and you pull your red lead off your battery. With your multimeter, as you can see, red to red. That in there, and the black to black. That should give you your reading, your voltage reading. Should be above 15 volts and not more than 16.5 volts. Just to show you another way of testing your battery on your Energizer. It's not the best way of doing it, but if you haven't got a multimeter, you can take a shortcut. But when you do it, you've got to work pretty quick. Just take your lugs off your battery if you can get it off. Please don't pull at the wires like I have done. You've got these switches. This one's broken for some reason. You use a screwdriver. Make sure that it's not attached to your board. All you do is you short it. As you can see, there's a good spark there. That tells me my battery is good. When you take your lugs off your battery, remember, black to black and red to red. This is a direct current. If you swap these two wires around, you will blow your boards. Your electric fence runs off battery power. It does not run off electricity. The only thing the electricity does is it trickle charges the battery. If you've got a power failure, the fence will run for plus minus 7 hours, and we recommend that if you have a power outage, switch off your Energizer until the power gets back on. It will save your battery and it will make your battery last longer. The average battery lasts about 2 years. That is if you get yourself a quality branded battery. When it comes that you need to replace your battery on your gate motor or your Energizer, we recommend that you get yourself a lead acid battery. Lead acid batteries were purpose made for gate motors and Energizers. I'm just going to short it, putting the fence in alarm. As you can see, your fence light is now flashing red and telling you that the Energizer is now in alarm. Okay, your fence has gone into alarm. It's showing up on your Energizer. The first thing you do is check your Energizer before you walk your fence. As you can see, you've got cables into the Energizer. This is your earth. Your earth has got a link into the other earth on the high power connector blocks. They normally come standard with a link in the earth to earth. There's your earth wire. You can see I've marked it at the bottom. I've marked my cables. I've labeled them earth, live and live. Do that because if you get confused if you mix up your cables and you get confused, you're going to battle to get your fence up and running. There's your live wire going into your Energizer, and this is your return when the fence comes back onto your Energizer. Okay, to take these cables off, you just undo the cabling. There you go. Everything's disconnected. As you can see there, you got your fence feed that goes out onto the fence. This is the fence return. This is your earth and your earth. Those are the only ones that you worry about on your Energizer when you want to test your Energizer. And the next step, we are going to show you how to test the Energizer and see whether the Energizer is faulty or the fence. On checking, the other video was just to show you what the text shows on the bottom of your Energizer with your high power blocks, connector blocks. I've left my earth in. It's not necessary to undo the earth. You can see I've labeled my earth. There's my earth coming out, going to the fence. Leave it as is. And I've got the link in that was there. I've left the link in. All I want to do now is I want to test the electric fence. So I'm going to make a short little fence with this and see whether my Energizer is faulty or not. I'm doing my fence feed, fence return. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I've now got a small fence there. It's like I've got an entire fence on the Energizer. You power up your Energizer with your battery first. Key switch is now on the lid. There are two little pins on here, as you can see. Just take a little screwdriver and touch the two pins together and see whether your Energizer is doing what it should do and running. As you can see, your light is flashing, saying that the fence is 100% and you've got 7,000 volts running on your fence, 7,000 kilovolts running on your fence. So your Energizer is fine. We've now checked to see if the Energizer is working. The Energizer is in perfect working condition. The next thing we've got to check is the lightning diverter. This is the lightning diverter. For the Energizer, this goes onto your fence through. The Energizer goes through the lightning and diverter to the fence. As you can see, it's got two little clips on the side. All you do is you lift it. You can lift it with your fingers or with a screwdriver. Remember to power down. You don't want any electricity on the lightning diverter because it will shock you. This is your lightning diverter. It should be close to your Energizer somewhere. What I've done is I've disconnected the fence wires. I've got the wires coming from the Energizer into the lightning diverter. This is your fence in and this is your fence return. And on the other side you've got exactly the same thing. We're going to do what we did with the Energizer. What you do is take a small piece of wire. It doesn't matter what it is. You can even take a paper clip that is steel and use it just to make a small fence. I'm just going to plug this in here. I'm not using any screwdrivers or anything like that because of time. I'm just tightening this by hand. If you use a paper clip and you switch on your Energizer, please stay away from your lightning diverter because it will shock you. So over here you now have an entire fence. Switch on your Energizer. If your Energizer starts bleeping and going into alarm, your lightning diverter is faulty. Okay, that tells me that the Energizer and the lightning diverter is working. For you to be able to check your fence now, you've got to switch your Energizer off completely. Connect the two wires that you've taken, live wires that you've taken off your electric fencing, and reconnect it to your electric fencing. These are the cables here that go into the fence on the outside. Take it off your fence and do a connection like this. Switch on your Energizer. Okay, that tells me that the Energizer and the lightning diverter is working. Move your Energizer from the wall. I need to show you that you need to undo these screws here. Take these wires out of your Energizer because it's all connected through to your fence and your lightning diverter. Over here, take a photograph of the wires that you got in the lugs of the Energizer. Over there you can see there's a little bit of writing telling you exactly what wires these are and what they are for. All you do is you take a photo of that and disconnect your wires. Understanding your electric fencing is one of the most important things that you can do. Your security is your most important priority for peace of mind. Please like and share, subscribe to this channel so that more people get to know about it. Remember, it's not only your boundary that's security to you, also your neighbor's boundary. Take the Energizer off the wall. It's pretty easy. I've undone the battery and things like that just to make things easier. Take your battery out. And then what you do, as you can see on your Energizer, you've got two little screws, one on either side. It's got a little key slot over there. So all you do is you lift your Energizer and pull it towards you, and your Energizer is off the wall. Taking the lightning diverter off, you need not take the cover off. As you can see over here, there's a little clip in there. All you need to do is push it with a screwdriver and pull your board towards you, and your board is out. This is all you need to replace if you are going to replace your lightning diverter or have it checked. Lightning diverter, just look at the bottom of your lightning diverter. As you can see, there's a gap, an open gap underneath the lightning diverter. Please cover it with insulation tape, as geckos and insects will crawl in there and they will cause the fence to go into alarm. I think it's probably warm in there, and insects and things like that are attracted to electronic things.